I grew up a skateboarder. I'm completely landlocked. There's nowhere to surf, but I've got these beautiful mountains loaded with great snow. I was just basically adapting to my environment and just trying to have fun, and powsurfing was just a product of that. My name's Jeremy Jensen. I build powsurfers, which are like a bindingless hybrid between a surfboard, a skateboard, and a snowboard. I grew up obsessed with surfing and really into skateboarding, snowboarding since I was 13 and skiing since I was 2. I wanted to blend all those things that I loved together into one and just really kind of try to surf and skate the snow. Nothing really existed at the time to allow me to do that, and so I went out on my own and started shaping and designing and riding and refining boards to do just that. I'd messed around since the late 90s trying old boards and reshaping old snowboards to make them work, but found that building exactly what I wanted from scratch made all the difference in the world. And that allowed me to step outside those boundaries and figure out how to make a board that really would allow you to surf the POW, completely binding free. It took, years and years of trial and error and just a lot of experimenting and having fun. I had to take on every role for this company on my own. I had to start in this little garage, I had to make everything by hand. I had to do everything myself, or else it just couldn't have happened. I can't afford to pay employees. I can't afford to start a giant company. I can't afford big advertising. I just had to do whatever I could within my own means to take this seed that I'd planted and make it grow. Skills I taught myself over the years as a photographer and a cinematographer really came in handy. I shot all the product photography and the lifestyle and the action photography. I figured out e-commerce, learned how to start a business, and designed and built a website. I produced a number of short films that introduced powder surfing to people and explained what it was all about, where it came from, and where it was going. Not only was I shooting all this video and all this photography, but I was the athlete in the photos and the videos. So you can imagine how complicated that can get at times. Powsurfing gave me an outlet for creative expression on so many levels. As the artist making the boards, the athlete riding the boards, the photographer framing and capturing these special moments, and the filmmaking telling the stories and creating a narrative. I was fortunate to have good friends that I rode with that were willing to follow a guy down with a camera or hit record or even just be patient with me as I set up all these shots. The patience and understanding of my friends was crucial in allowing me to create all that media. In order to make Grassroots happen, I'm juggling family life, working through graduate school, all while working a full-time job and another part-time teaching job on top of that. In what little free time I have, that's when I do Grassroots. And if I didn't love it, I wouldn't be doing it because it doesn't really pay the bills and it's a lot of work and I don't get a lot of sleep, but it's rewarding in a lot of other ways. A lot of what's kept me going over the years is the personal stoke that I get from doing it myself and the stoke that I get from just watching other people ride and seeing the smiles on their faces and the hoots and the hollers and the stoke coming out of them. I get emails, I get feedback from riders who have bought the boards, and they're telling me that it's the most fun they've ever had on snow.
And a lot of that feedback is coming from professional athletes that have been skiing or snowboarding for 30+ years.
That kind of stuff really gets me stoked and makes me feel like I'm on the right path. Building these powsurfers is a constant R&D, really. I'm always developing new shapes, always testing, always refining. Right now, Grassroots offers 13 different shapes and sizes. It's not a one-size-fits-all. There's so many different styles of riding and so many different terrains and so many snow qualities out there that I try to design boards to facilitate each variation. I make boards for every size of rider, for ladies, for children, boards that excel in big wide open bowls, boards that excel in tight tree runs, and boards that are designed to ride more shallow conditions, and big guns for really deep days.
I want the people riding my creations to have the best experience possible. So I'll go out of my way to match them up with the best board.
Every rider is different, every terrain is different, so it becomes a really personalized object. I think there's a lot to be said about a personally handmade product that's designed for a specific person. It has a lot more life to it, and a lot of thought and a lot of hard work, and a ton of R&D and design work has gone into this. It's more like you're riding a piece of art instead of just a plastic commodity. Just the sheer amount of work that went into creating Grassroots, I look back now and it boggles my mind, but it's a pretty beautiful thing. You know, it's not something driven by a desire to make money. It's driven by passion and fun, and that's a big part of what makes Grassroots so special. It's definitely a passion project, and you know, it doesn't bring in money and things like that, but it brings in incredible experiences, and I get to meet and ride with incredible people and go visit awesome places and just be in the mountains where I love to be anyways. I just feel like the mountains have given me so much over the years, and I'm just stoked to give something back to the mountain riding community.